Welcome, everybody. I believe this is the 82nd or 82nd class, and this will be the last study class of the Bhagavad Gita. So we are at the end of the 18th chapter titled Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. As usual, we would like to acknowledge Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati for the traditional rendering of Vedanta as it was done for over 1,000 years, starting with Adi Shankaracharya. And we will say a small prayer. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Salutations to the lineage starting with Lord Sadashiva, with Adi Shankaracharya in the middle, and continuing up to our immediate teacher, Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati. Okay, so where are we? So we are in the 18th chapter. So just for everybody for you to follow the flow of thought in the Bhagavad Gita. This is the last study class. So I'm recounting everything and it'll be useful. So you have all the material with you. It'll be useful if at least you can go over the summary of each chapter. Just glance through the slides so you understand the progression. And all these are available in YouTube. So while you are doing some chores or something, even if you listen slowly, everything will become clear. The more things become clear, the more there is the interest to understand this better. So the organization of the Bhagavad Gita is into 3 shatkams, which I've told many times. Prathama Shatkam, first 6 chapters, Madhyama Shatkam, middle 6 chapters, and Charama Shatkam, last 6 chapters. The Prathama Shatkam primarily talks about Jiva, or the nature of the individual. Jiva refers to the mind-body complex, which is illuminated by the consciousness. And the consciousness that is illuminating it is what is called the reflected consciousness. We covered that in detail. It is not the original consciousness. The original consciousness is pure, but when it's reflecting of the reflecting medium, what is the reflecting medium? Anybody? What's the reflecting medium in the body? Yeah, Lakshmi ji?
Of
So
what? The consciousness?
Original consciousness is reflecting in our body, right? And it illumines the body.
Manas, the mind?
Yes, the mind. Yeah, very good. So if the mind is not a good reflecting medium, then what is reflected and illumining the body will not be good light, right? So that's why everybody is different. Some minds are sharp, some minds are intellectual, some minds are bad. So it's all on the mind, how the mind is shaped. But the original light is the same. Then that is the Jiva. Then the middle 6 chapters talk about Ishvara. What is Ishvara? So we've discussed this before. Anybody? Ravi, you want to answer what Ishvara is? We've just covered. I asked you and you guys didn't answer, and I told you a few classes ago. What is Ishvara? How do you define Ishvara?
The Brahman or
Brahman and anybody else? We just covered it. Lataji, do you want to answer? Nobody wants to answer. Everybody's turned their video.
Did you say it was pure
About consciousness? Consciousness.
And you said mind-body complex? It wasn't this one, right? It was just
No,
consciousness?
it's not a mind-body complex. So Jiva is the mind-body complex plus the
consciousness.
What is Ishvara?
Brahman plus Maya is.
You're coming close. So Maya.
The consciousness that is in everything.
That is Atma or Brahman. I just covered this few classes. I asked you and you guys didn't answer, so I told you what Ishvara is. So you see, Jiva, I just now told you, Jiva is the mind-body complex and illumined by the reflected consciousness, right? Ishvara is the Jagat, entire Jagat, illumined by the all-pervading consciousness, Brahman. So it is just like the body and the consciousness illuminating the body. Ishvara is nothing but the entire universe illumined by the all-pervading Brahman. Okay, so Ishvara is said to be Brahman plus Maya, and Maya is the unmanifest matter. But when it becomes manifested, it becomes the universe. Okay, so Ishvara is Maya plus Brahman. So it is a qualified existence of Brahman. Okay, so Ishvara essentially means everything. It is the Vyakti Chaitanyam. So it is the Brahman illuminating the entire universe. That is Ishvara. That is so. That is why the Vishnu Sahasranamam starts with Vishwam. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. It is entire universe. Vishnu, that which pervades the universe. Vashatkara, and which makes everything go around. This is the Ishvara. Okay. So, and the last 6 chapters say that the content, even though the light that's reflecting in the body is dull light because of the surface not being good, the light that's reflecting in the universe is on a grand scale, but still it is the same light which is reflecting. Therefore, it says the Jivatma and the Karmatma, there's a oneness to that. And it's like the wave ocean example. Understood? Is it now clear? If I ask you again, will you be able to answer what Ishvara is? Or do you still have doubts? So with this, we covered in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th chapters. 11th, he sees the Vishwarupa Darshanam, that is the God, that is the entire universe. And the Vibhuti Yoga on the 10th chapter, Bhagavan says, I am the Himalayas, I am this, I am that, all the greatest creations I am. I'm just giving you a few examples. I am basically everything. Is it clear now? Are you able to link it? I'm not getting any response. Everybody has turned off the video. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, okay. All right. So organization. First, Bhagavan talks about sannyasa. He calls karma yoga sattvika sannyasa. Then he talks about atma swarupam. So there are only 2 yogas. And what are the 2 yogas? Anybody? There are only 2 yogas. We covered it in the last class also.
Jnana.
Karma and jnana. So, and Bhagavan first talks about karma yoga, then the atma swarupam, nature of the real self, or the jnana yoga. And he analyzes 6 topics, which he analyzes because he thinks that if you know these, you know the entire Gita. Because anything, it has a actor and who does the actions, where the understanding takes place, all that we studied that. Then he summarizes again karma yoga and jnana yoga with special emphasis on bhakti. Bhakti is not a special yoga. Bhakti covers both aspects of karma yoga and jnana yoga. And finally, we are in the upasamhara, or the concluding portion. Okay. So we left. And Bhagavan says this is not to be spoken by anybody who's devoid of austerities, to one who's not devoted, and one who does not listen or speak ill of me. Very clear warning to all Gita teachers. So that's why there's no conversion in Sanatana Dharma. And then he talks about 3 people. He's glorifying 3 people. Number 1, in this shloka, he glorifies anyone who teaches the Bhagavad Gita to other people is very dear to me. So this shloka glorifies Gita teacher. The next one is a serious Gita student, and the third one is a casual Gita student, casual listener. All three types of people Bhagavan glorifies. So this shloka is for the Gita teacher, somebody who teaches the Bhagavad Gita to others. Ya idam paramam guhyam mat bhakteshvabidhasyati bhaktim mai param krutva mame paishyasya samshayah. Okay. Yeah, one who, mai param bhaktim krutva. So, bhaktim mai param krutva means mai param bhaktim krutva, with supreme devotion to me. Mai is to me. Param bhaktim, in supreme devotion, krutva, making or become with great devotion in me. Mat bhakteshu abhidasyasi, shall declare. Abhidasyati means shall declare. Mat bhakteshu means to my devotees. Idam paramam guhyam, this most profoundest of all secrets. Guhyam is secret. Idam, this paramam guhyam, profound, supreme secret. And that what happens to that person? That person, mameva eshyati asamshaya, without doubt. Mameva eshyasi means shall reach me alone. Asamshaya means without a doubt. Samshaya means doubt. Asamshaya, without a doubt. Okay. Next comes the serious Gita student. And the Bhagavan is glorifying the serious Gita student. Somebody who takes notes, attends, studies regularly, attends the classes and understands everything. Bhagavan says, Nacha tasman manushyeshu kaschin me priya krittamaha pavita nacha me tasma anya priyataro bhuvi. So Bhagavan says, cha, and moreover, na tasman manushyeshu kaschin. Na tasman manushyeshu kaschin. There is no one among all the humans, manushyeshu, among all the humans, kaschin, anybody. There's no, na kaschin means there is no one, not anybody. There is no one among all humans. Priya krittamaha, one who does dearer service to me. Priya krittamaha. Priya means dear. Krittama, one who does dearer service to me than that person. Bhavita nacha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. So, nacha anya bhavita bhuvi. So that's how you have to read. Nacha anyaha bhavita bhuvi. Nor will there be another person on earth. And what kind of a person? Priyataro bhuvi, who's dearer to me. Tasmad priyatara, one who's dearer to me than that person. Nor will there be another person on earth who's dearer to me than this person who studies the Bhagavad Gita with devotion. Oh, sorry, this one is the Gita teacher. So the previous and this shloka is the Kriya Krittamaha. So this is the Gita teacher. So he's referring to the Gita teacher. So previous shloka and this shloka both are for the Gita teacher. So he gives two shlokas for the Gita teacher. And in this verse, Krishna places a Gita teacher or a Gita instructor as the greatest and the most dearest persons. Just like he grades bhaktas, Jnani bhakta is the highest bhakta, right? Chatur vida bhajante mam jana sukriti norjana artho jignasu artati jnani cha bharatarshava. Four types of people who are devoted to me. Artaha, those who are afflicted, who want remedy for their sickness or afflictions. Jignasu, one who wants to know. Artarthi, one who wants material wealth. And Jnani, the wise person. Like that, he grades Jnani as the highest. So, and he says, Udara sarva evaita. All those people are great, but Jnani is very special to me because I am that Jnani. Jnani knows the true essence of that person is the same as me. So, this is glorifying the Gita teacher. So, the greatest person is the Gita teacher. Gita teacher. And then Bhagavan goes to the second student, the one who's the most disciplined, serious student of yoga, of Gita. Adyeshyate chayam imam dharmyam samvadam avayo jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyamiti me matihi. Cha, and moreover, cha means and moreover, adye, I shall be worshipped through jnana yoga. Aham syam ishtaha jnana yajnena. So, aham syam ishtaha jnana yajnena. I shall be worshipped. Ishtaha means worshipped through jnana yajna. By whom? By one who studies adyeshate. So the word he uses is ya adyeshate, one who studies seriously. Imam dharmam samvadam avayo. What does he study seriously? This sacred dialogue of ours. This is the Bhagavad Gita, and that is my conviction. Ishta syam itime matihi. This is my view. My view is that I shall be worshipped through jnana yajna by one who studies seriously the sacred dialogue of ours. That is my conviction. So the 70 and 71 are Shishya Stutihi or Shishya Mahima. This is talking about the students, the glory of the students. One, this student is a qualified, serious student of the Gita. The serious student is addressed here. Second type of student we'll see in the next is a very unprepared and therefore very casual student. Somebody who does not take it very seriously, but some comes and listens. Okay, so it's so student. Even that student Bhagavan glorifies. One whose approach to Gita is a casual approach. Such a student is an inferior student, no question, but Bhagavan also glorifies that student. So dharma refers to any Vedic teaching is called a dharma. Okay, so great dialogue. Whoever seriously, systematically, regularly studies, that person is practicing a great yajna called jnana yajna, where the fire is not the local fire, but it's the fire of knowledge. So for this, we have to go back to the 4th chapter, where he talks about all types of yajnas. I don't know if you guys remember. Does anybody remember the 4th chapter? Bhagavan talks about various types of yajnas. Answer, nobody is talking. Does anybody remember 4th? Yes, no? Everybody is quiet. 4th, okay.
Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga?
Yeah, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Yes, so there Bhagavan talks about Jnana Sadhana and Palani, means for gaining these fruits, and there he goes in very detail about all the types of yajna. So Agni, so he talks about the yajnas, so the different types of yajnas to cleanse the body, all that, right? So this is what's covered. Tapas and yajna. Basically, it is like fire to cleanse the body. Yajna means offering something into the fire as worship. Here, it's not literal fire, it is the jnana. So Bhagavan here says, so let's go to that shloka. So he indirectly says, this person will get moksha. Eventually, this person will get moksha. And how does he say? He doesn't say this person will get moksha. The previous teacher, Bhagavan says, this person is very dear to me. It's the most dearest person. So that means that person will dissolve into Bhagavan. But this person, he indirectly says, this person is on the track for moksha. Very soon that person will get it. How do we know? Because this person is doing jnana yajna. And what does Bhagavan say here? Shreyan dravyamayat yajnat jnana yajna parantapa sarvam karma kilam partha jnane parisamapyate. Better than yajnas done with material objects, then yajna of knowledge is way superior than the other types of yajnas. All proper actions in their entirety culminate in knowledge. That's so. He is indirectly saying Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan is testing whether we are reading or just sitting in the class. So again, Bhagavan says in the 37th, Yathai, very famous shloka, Yathai dansi samitogni bhasmasat kuruterjuna jnanat nisarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. Just as a well-lit fire burns wood into ashes, so too does the fire of knowledge burn all karma phala into ashes. So when you burn all karma phala, what happens? I'd like you to answer these questions. If you have no karma left, what will happen? Anu, you want to say?
You don't return to this life.
Yes,
You go to Swarga.
exactly. And so what do you get? What happens to you?
Moksha.
Yes. So do you see how indirectly he's saying that? Indirectly, he's saying eventually this student, the serious student, will also get moksha. Is it understood how Bhagavan is saying? Because Bhagavan is saying, I shall be worshipped through jnana yajna by one who studies seriously the sacred dialogue of ours. So eventually, the teacher will immediately get 2 shlokas for the teacher. That person is so dear to me that that person will come, apparently. This person will also eventually, after doing the yajna, this person will eventually get that. So, serious student, Krishna calls his study adhyayanam. See, adhyeshyate cha yaimam adhyayanam. The casual students study, Krishna calls shravanam. So next we'll look at the casual student. Even that student, Bhagavan is glorifying. Krishna says both types of students are great. Both will get great results. The higher students would get moksha itself. The casual student will get swarga. How do we know they'll get swarga? He is going to say that now. Shraddhavan anasuyascha shrunuyadapi yo naraha sopi mukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punya karmanam. Yo naraha, that person who shrunuyadapi means merely hears, Shraddhavan, who's endowed with shraddha, which is faith, anasuyascha, who's and free from criticism. So api means api, even they, muktaha, they are liberated from sins. They attain shubhan lokan, that is, they attain the sacred worlds that people of meritorious deeds go to. Prapnuyat punya karmanam. These worlds, people who do meritorious deeds attain. Prapnuyat, attain. Punya karmanam, those who do meritorious deeds. Even that person who merely hears this, endowed with faith and free from criticism, is liberated from sins. That person attains the sacred worlds attained by people of righteous actions. So there are many people who have not understood or looked into the full significance of moksha, and therefore they are not interested in the ultimate spiritual goal. But then they come to the Gita for some practical worldly benefits, or at least for some efficiency or some peace of mind, because Gita promises that also. Yoga karma sukhaushalam. They will quote this. There are many people who, apparently Swamiji jokes, they prescribe Gita for lowering the blood pressure. They may not be interested in moksha, but they have a reverence for the Gita and for Bhagavan. Therefore, Krishna says, this person is casual, but Shraddhavan. So there are some people, they just come, sit in class so that they can get a good night's sleep. So they attend Swamiji's class at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. so that when they go home, they can sleep well. So, but even those people, they're casual listeners. They don't study, understand everything in detail, but just they listen. They don't understand thoroughly, but somewhat they understand, and even they go to heavens. Anasuyaha means one who does not approach it critically. Some people think they know, they're smarter. They come, try to put the people down who are teaching. So that is not the right approach. And they attain higher lokas, these are attained by big yajnam, all that. So you don't have to do all that stuff. You don't have to do large yajnas, that homa, this homa, all that you don't have to do. Just study the Gita, listening to the Gita, you can get that benefit. Okay. And final verse of Bhagavan. So far, is it clear? The three types of students, 2 shlokas for the teacher, 1 for the serious listener, 1 for the casual listener. Is it understood? Everybody? Everybody has their videos off, so I can't see.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Last shloka that Bhagavan is talking. Kachidetat shrutam partha tvayaiकाग्रेण चेतसा कश्चिद् अज्ञान सम्मोहः pranashtaste dhananjaya. Has this been heard by you, O Partha, with a one-pointed mind? Has your delusion born of ignorance been destroyed, O Dhananjaya? Kaschid means, is it question mark, basically. Etad shrutam, this has been heard by you, O Partha. Partha refers to Arjuna. Tvayi, by you. Ekagrena chetasa, with a one-pointed mind. Kaschid means question mark. Ajnana sammohaha, your delusion born of ignorance. Ajnana sammohaha, the delusion born of ignorance. Pranashtaste Dhananjaya, has it been destroyed, O Dhananjaya? So that is what Bhagavan is asking. Te ajnana sammohaha pranashtaste kaschit. Kaschit means question mark. Yeah, that's how you have to read. So basically, by addressing Arjuna, Krishna is therefore addressing a serious student. Did you destroy your self-ignorance? Okay. And then Arjuna replies. Arjuna uvacha nashto mohasmritir labdaha tvat prasadatmaya chuta Stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Usually the word smriti means memory, but here it's used in the context of knowledge. So, O Achyuta, Achyuta refers to Krishna. Achyuta, he means imperishable, steadfast, Achyutam means imperishable, indestructible. So Krishna, Arjuna says, Nashto mohaha, gone is my delusion. So look at how he's saying. He's not saying my delusion is gone. He's saying gone is my delusion. So previously, Bhagavan is asking, Ajnana sammohaha pranashtaste. So same word he's using, mohaha. Nashto mohaha. He's not saying my delusion is, then Krishna is wondering, is it gone or still remains? So he's saying, gone is my delusion. So that if Krishna has to wait that extra second, it'll put him in suspense. So Arjuna doesn't want to do that. So he says, Nashto mohaha. Smritir labdaha. Smriti here is used in the context of knowledge. I have gained knowledge. Due to what? Tvat prasadat maya nashta moha. Tvat prasadat. Due to your grace, O Achyuta, O imperishable one. Sthito asmin sthitaha. That means my position has become very firm now. Sthito asmin, and gata sandehaha, my doubt is gone. Karishye vachanam tava, I shall act according to your word. Karishye tava vachanam, your word. Vachanam is your word. I shall act according to that. So Arjuna is worried. If he claims that he has gained knowledge and ignorance is gone, it may lead to arrogance. So it's said that Vidya Garvaha can be the worst type of ego or arrogance. Arrogance of knowledge is the worst type. All other arrogance has a cure in Shastra, but there is no cure for arrogance from knowledge. Therefore, he adds, due to your grace, I have gained knowledge. So he makes it clear. The grace, what is meant by the grace? The grace is the systematic teaching that Bhagavan presents in the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna did not give knowledge through his superpowers, because in the 11th chapter, do you remember? Bhagavan gives him Divya Chakshuhu, Divyam Dadami Te Chakshuhu, Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram. See my divine splendor. That is, when you look at the universe, you just see rocks, mountains. But if you look at it with a special eye, you will see everything as a manifestation of God. Bhagavan, he sculpts the Maya as this universe. It is powered by this consciousness. So that he was able to see through the divine eyes. He was able to see the universe. But knowledge, you can't get anyway. You have to work for it. So Krishna did not give knowledge through his superpowers. From this, it's clear. Jnanam can be transferred only by systematic teaching. Swamiji says even perhaps siddhis, superpowers like walking on water, all that, maybe you can transfer from one person to another, but jnanam can never be transferred. You have to gain it. Arjuna says, therefore Arjuna finally says, I will fight this war. Even though the duty happens to be unpleasant, I will fight it. So Krishna now thinks, my effort has been fructified. So with this, Krishna becomes silent. Because Krishna has nothing more to teach. Arjuna also becomes silent because Arjuna has no more questions. And if both of them become silent, what happens usually? What happens when both are silent? Who comes to the rescue? Who comes and talks?
Sanjaya?
Sanjaya, the master of ceremonies, comes and concludes the Gita Samvada. So change of scene. From the battlefield, we go to the Dhritarashtra's tent. The Dhritarashtra is camping at the edge of the battlefield with Sanjaya. Sanjaya uvacha ityaham vasudevasya arthasya cha mahatmanaha samvadamimam ashrausham adbhutam roma harshanam. Roma refers to the hair on the body. Kesha refers to the hair on the head. So, iti has aham vasudevasya parthasya mahatmanaha, the dialogue between the great souls, Vasudeva and Partha, samvadam iti aham vasudevasya mahatmanaha vasudevasya parthasya cha samvadam imam ashrausham. So I've heard. Shruti means to hear. Ashrausham means thus I have heard. Iti, thus have I heard, the dialogue between Vasudeva and the noble soul Partha, or you can just include both noble souled Vasudeva and Partha. So whichever way you want, you can include, causing Roma Harshanam, causing my hair to stand on the end, goosebumps. And this is the Adbhutam. This is like a fantastic Adbhutam. It's like a wonderful dialogue. Thus have I heard the dialogue between Vasudeva and the noble soul Partha, causing goosebumps in my body. His hair is standing on end. He's electrified. That is how Sanjaya says he's feeling. Then, Vyasa prasadat shrutavan yetat guhyataham param etat guhyamaham param yogam yogeshwarat krishnat sakshat kathayata swayam. Vyasa prasadat shrutavan, due to the grace of Vyasa's prasada, due to the Vyasa's grace, shrutavan, have I heard, Shrutavan means I have I heard. Etat guhyata, etat param guhyam, this aham, etat param guhyam yogam, this profound secret yoga, I have heard. Yogeshwarat Krishnat, Sakshat Krishnat Yogeshwarat, Sakshat Krishnat Yogeshwarat, from Krishna, the Lord of Yoga himself. Katayatha Swayam, himself declaring it. Swayam Katayaha, himself declaring it. Sakshat, verily, from the Sakshat means from the source itself. The source, the Lord of Yoga, from him I have heard. Vyasa Prasada, I could have, Vyasa Prasada Shutavan, I could have heard this dialogue only because of Vyasacharya, because Vyasa blessed him with divine eyes. So just as Krishna blessed Arjuna with divine Divya Chakshuhu in the 11th chapter, Vyasa has blessed Sanjaya with Divya Chakshuhu, so he can see and hear what's going on in the battlefield. I have got extra good fortune because I did not hear this from a local being, but I heard this from Sakshat Bhagavan himself, Yogeshwarat Krishnat. Rajan samsmritya samvadam mimam adbhutam Keshavachunayo punyam Rishyami cha mumurmumuhu. O King, Rajan, O King, samsmritya, as I recall again and again, imam adbudam samvadam, this wonderful dialogue, Keshavarjunayo, this, and punyam, this is so meritorious, Keshava Arjunayo samvadam, this wonderful dialogue between Keshava or Arjuna. Punyam means meritorious. Hrishyami cha mumurmumuhu. Mumurmumuhu means I rejoice. Hrishyami. Hrishyami means rejoice. Hrishyati means to rejoice, revel. I rejoice. Mumuhu, again and again. I say recall and recall again. Rajan samsmritya, as I recall. Smriti means memory. So samsmritya means as I totally recall. Again, totally recall this wonderful dialogue between Keshava and Arjuna. I rejoice again and again. Tatcha samsmritya rupamatyat budam hare vismayo me mahan rajan krishyami cha punah punah. Cha, and moreover, tat samsmritya, as I recall and recall that again, what that extremely splendorous cosmic form of Hari. Rupam, Hare, Ati Adbudam Rupam. Hari is Ati Adbudam means extremely, Adbudam means splendorous, wonderful. Ati Adbudam means extremely splendorous Rupam, form of Hari. As I recall that extremely splendorous form of Hari, he shows that in the 11th chapter also, right? Vismayo ye mahan rajan, ye Vismaya Mahan, this astonishment is great. Mahan means great. Ye Vismayo means, Vismayaha means astonishment. Ye Vismayaha Mahan, this astonishment is great. And again, Hrishyami, so previous shloka also, Hrishyami, again rejoices. Previously he rejoiced because he heard the teaching. Now he rejoiced because he saw Hari in all his wonder. Hrishyami cha punah punah, I rejoice again and again. So the word vismayaha, it means astonishment. So we saw that in the 11th chapter also, if you remember. Vismaya comes in the 11th chapter. Tata savismaya vishtaha trishtaro madananjayaha pranam yashirasa devam kritanjalirabhashataha. there Arjuna, Krishna Roma, his hair was standing on end when he saw the cosmic form of Hari. So, so when he looks, and Sanjaya looks back at the entire teaching, Hari Atputam Rupam, what strikes my mind, what is well etched in my mind is the wonderful Vishwarupam of Hari, the Lord in the limit, is the limitless one consisting of all forms and names. And when I think of this Vishwarupam, Mahan Vishmaya me, I am wonderstruck, I am stunned, I am thrilled, I am stupefied, I am overwhelmed, I have no words to describe. Vismaya means like Ascharyam, wonderstruck. So that is his state. Okay. Why is that? Because he sees the Vishwarupam, God. So this is why I asked you the question, Jiva and Paramatma. So Jiva is this same consciousness. Like think of Brahman as the sun. This is the example they use in Vedanta. Sun lights off reflects off a small object. It still somewhat shines. Now imagine it reflects off thousands of moons. How beautiful, wonderful that thing is. So that is Ishvara. Ishvara, we are representing it as a form and all that. Ishvara is all that thing. Just like the Jiva is that light reflecting on the small piece, Ishvara is that entire, this light reflecting on this entire universe. So Ishvara represents that the entire, the cosmos is Ishvara, which we worship through a certain form for ease, but we saw that, right? Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti, Anekarupa Ishvara Bhakti, and Arupa Ishvara Bhakti. Remember all this we studied earlier? Ekarupa, one form, Anekarupa, the cosmic form, and then beyond that is Arupa Bhakti, that is one without form. And how do we get to the one without form? Anybody wants to answer? How do you worship the Bhagavan without a form? Lataji?
By reflecting on, by meditating on oneself.
Yes, because it's the same thing that resides within us too. Yes. So we saw all that. Does everybody remember? So that's kind of what he's recounting. He's recounting the Aneka Rupa Ishvara. He's seen that. That is what he's seen, the Eka Rupa Ishvara as Krishna. Then he sees the Aneka Rupa Ishvara when Krishna gives the cosmic vision. Is it clear to everybody what Ishvara is? Now, can you see the analogy between Jiva and Ishvara? Ravi, is that clear? Nobody?
Yeah. Ganesh is clear.
Yeah, so that is, so this is the oneness. So this is what we've seen in the previous chapter. And then the final shloka. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanutaraha Tratra Shrir Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruvani Tirmatir Mama. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, wherever there is Krishna, the Lord of Yoga. Excuse me. And Yatra Partho Dhanurtaraha, wherever there is Partha, the wielder of the Dhanu, the bow, there is Tatra Shri, prosperity. Shri refers to prosperity, or some people interpret as wealth, but Shri literally is prosperity. Vijayaha, victory over all the negative things. Tastra Shri Vijayo Bhutihi, Dhruva Nitihi, so the Bhutihi, happiness, Dhruva Nitihi, firm policy. Such is my convention. Mama Matihi, that is my convention. So Sanjaya says the Gita teaching, the Bhutihi is happiness, Dhruva Nitihi is firm policy. So here Sanjaya says the Gita teaching is alive even now and at all times whenever we think of Krishna and Arjuna. And what is the evidence that the Gita teaching is alive now? That Gita wisdom will never die. That's what Sanjaya says. So many thousands of years have gone. Even now, Gita is alive. What is the proof? We are still studying it. So that is the proof. So this is the final concluding verse, the 78th, the last verse. He concludes that wherever there is Krishna, whenever we think of Krishna and Arjuna, so there the Gita teachings will flow and there will be prosperity, victory, happiness, and firm policy. So this concludes the study of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Tat Sat Iti Shri Mahabharate Shatasahasrayam Samhitayam Vaiyasikyam Bhishma Parpani Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambade Moksha Sannyasa Yogo Nama Ashtadasho Yayaha. Om Tat Sat Iti Shri Mahabharate. In Shri Mahabharata, Shatasahasrayam, consisting of 1,00,000 of stanzas, Vaiyasikyam, composed by Vyasa, Bhishma Parvani, in the section, in the chapter called Bhishma Parva, one of the 18 chapters, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so in the Upanishad of the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so Upanishadsu, Brahma Vidyayam, the knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, Yoga Shastre, the science of yoga, Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade, and the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, Moksha Samnyasa Yogo Nama, the chapter called Yoga of Liberation by Renunciation, thus titled the 18th discourse designated the Yoga of Liberation by Renunciation.